I'm Leslie, the licensed massage therapist, and this is my dog Pepper, who will be joining us today. I'm bringing you a quick massage therapy inspired heart opening sequence that is the perfect antidote for our modern postures, which tend to be more rounded forward. We're going to gradually warm up the tissues and release stuck areas, and then using a length of something, we're going to do some juicy active heart opening stretches. I am just using a scarf today, but you could use a yoga belt or a regular belt should work as long as it can reach to about 3/4 the length of your wingspan. So, from my heart to yours, please enjoy this offering. Start off by gently patting your tissues all the way up one arm with the opposite hand. Linger at the upper shoulder, and if you need more sensation, you can strike the tissues with a fist rather than a flat palm. Come down over the shoulder and begin to strike the chest with your fist with a firm pressure. Explore the pectoral muscles on this side. This should feel good, and take notice here of any tender spots. Now switch hands and transition to the other side of your chest. In massage therapy, we call this rhythmic, percussive technique tapotement. It is one of many ways to promote blood flow and warm and soften the tissues. Now work your way to the upper shoulder on this side. Linger here for a moment, then make your way down this arm, waking up the tissues with gentle pats. Use your knuckle ridge with moderate pressure and somewhat quickly in an up and down motion as if you're raking the tissues along the length of your chest muscle. If you find a sensitive spot, like near the shoulder or just below the collarbone, feel free to stay on it for several seconds before moving on. Now switch to a back and forth motion, this time working with or parallel to the muscle fibers of the major chest muscle. Be sure to shake out your hands before switching sides. We're starting with that up and down motion, raking the fascia or connective tissue. As with tapotement, we're warming up the tissues and promoting blood flow. We're just working deeper and starting to pinpoint pain in the muscle and possibly uncovering trigger points. Now finish up with the back and forth motion, working with the grain of the muscle fibers. Now, using the fingertips, go back to the up and down raking motion, lingering on any areas that feel like they need extra attention. Using a finer point of pressure really targets pain or dysfunction in the muscle. Especially with this technique, be sure to notice any tension in the hand, arm, or shoulder of the working hand and see if you can just let that go. Now switch sides, sticking with that up and down motion and raking against the grain of the muscle fibers with your fingertips. Going back to the first side, begin raking with the fingertips in that back and forth motion. You can switch sides, and I'm going to remind you again to release any tension in the working hand that is not needed to perform this technique. Now let's target specific spots in the muscle using the tip of your middle finger. Starting to one side of the center of your chest, Seek out a particularly tender spot and press in with your fingertip firmly. Begin exploring arm movements while still holding static pressure on that point. This is called a pin and stretch, and it is great for releasing knots, trigger points, and stuck tissue. Keep moving along the muscle, finding new sensitive spots to pin down and then stretch the muscle with free-form arm movements. It's nice to finish up with a sore spot by keeping the finger pressed but moving in a tight circular motion for extra release. As always, shake out your working hand if you find yourself tensing up. Shake out both hands and arms and switch to the next side, starting towards the center of the chest and working your way slowly out along the chest muscle. The pin and stretch technique helps to re-educate the muscle fibers, allowing them to lengthen and helps us to increase our muscles' range of motion. We will finish this video with more traditional stretching, after having prepared the area to open and expand. This way you will experience much more benefit than just stretching alone can offer. Finish by again shaking out the hands and arms and get ready to stretch. Here's where you'll need that length of something. Hold either end and have your fists be far enough apart so you can roll the arms and shoulders back and up comfortably with arms straight. Do not push past your comfort zone. If you feel you cannot go any further, simply give yourself more slack until you can complete the motion safely. Keep moving the arms behind you, then back over your head, and you can even round forward to stretch across the upper back. Explore stretching from side to side with the arms overhead. We can easily forget to stretch the side of the body, but it feels wonderful. You can experiment with circular motions, just whatever feels good in your body. Our muscles and connective tissues become restricted by repetitive motion, so it is incredibly healthy to move our bodies in new and uncommon ways. Our tissues really respond to novelty. Don't be afraid to lean in and linger if you find a juicy place to stretch. Just do what feels right. I wanted to take a moment and explain why I keep asking you to shake out your arms. Shaking your own limbs is similar to a technique we massage therapists use called jostling. Shaking off parts of the body releases tension, guardedness in the muscles, and superficial tissue. With that being said, feel free to shake it out to finish up this sequence. Thank you so much for following along with me today. Please subscribe to be notified of future videos, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below to help share these techniques with more people. I've included links for further reading in the video description, and I hope you join me in the future for practices to keep our bodies relaxed, aligned, and feeling free.